Hi, Advanced Accounting. We are about to go over a partnership problem that is giving you 3 different scenarios to break out partnership net income. You're going to quickly learn why courts do not get involved in partnership accounting at all. So if you go to a court and want to sue another partner and you have not decided on net income or loss allocation, courts say that's tough luck. We're splitting it 50-50. And you're going to quickly see that it can get very complicated to break out net income. I promise you, if you do it step by step, it's not bad, but when you're initially learning, it can be daunting. All right, so here's the problem. Mary Clay, Mark Love, and Lori DeLean formed CLD partnership by making capital contributions of $72,000, $265,000, and $540,000. They predict annual partnership net income of $480,000 and are considering the following alternative plans on sharing income and loss. Equally in the ratio of their initial capital investments, round rates to 2 places after the decimal, I'm going to point that out, and final number to the nearest dollar. Or the salary allowance, that's what they're giving you to Clay, to DeLean, 10% interest on their initial capital balances, and then the balances shared equally. We'll do that one last. All right, so let's go over the easiest one first. And this is why the courts say, if you haven't decided, 50-50, because it's pretty simple. So if it's 50-50, let me write it on the board. 480,000 of net income. All you do is you take that and you divide it by 3. So each partner will get 160,000. Clay will get 160, Love will get 160, DeLean will get 160. Done. Okay? That's A. B, still not bad, but more complicated than A. All right, so before we go through it, I always tell students in intermediate 1 or even accounting 2, you're taught about a basket purchase or a lump sum purchase. This is very similar. All right, so here's how you do this method. You take all the individual partners' totals and you add them up. So Clay was 72,000, Love was 265, DeLean was 540, total those, 877,000. Then you're going to allocate it for each partner. So Clay was 72,000. You divide, whoops, sorry, wrong way. The numerator is the individual partners. Okay, so Clay is 72,000 divided by 877,000. Round your rate to 2 places after the decimal. So Clay is 0.08. Okay? We go to DeLean, the denominator is still Love, the denominator is 877, but his capital balance is 265, so he's 0.30. All right, then we do DeLean. DeLean is 540, and then 877. So DeLean is going to get the biggest, 0.62. All right, so all you do is you take the net income. For Clay, you would take 480,000 times 0.08. So Clay would get 38,400. You don't need all this stuff. I'm just trying to, as you can see, I have a small board, so I have to show you. So Clay would get 38,400. Love, you would take the 0.30 times the 480. Love would get 144. And then you would do DeLean. DeLean would get 297,600. Let me just show you this. So I always double check my math. I add the 3 partners, always do this. and to make sure that that equals my net income of 480. Okay? So that's how you do the initial capital balances, the percentage of the initial capital balances. All right, so let me erase. Now we're going to go to the more difficult one. However, it's not bad, just do it slowly. That's just my recommendation. Okay, so we go back to the problem. Salary allowance of $85,000 to Clay and $65,000 to Deline. So let's put that in there. Love didn't get anything. So it's not a guarantee. Some partners won't get anything. Sometimes every single partner will get something. It depends upon how they set up the partnership. Okay, so Clay is guaranteed, and I'm going to write the 480 right here. Very important, because we're going to break this down. We're going to allocate that 480. So Clay gets 85,000. Love gets 0. Deline gets 65,000. Okay, total it across. 85 plus 65 gives you 150. Okay? All right. So now I'm just going to do a running total. 480 minus 150 gives me 330,000. Next, I'm going to allocate my interest allowance. It's on the initial capital balance. So we go back to Clay, which is 72,000. Take 72,000 times 10%. That gives you 7,200. Next, we go to Love. Love was 265,000. Multiply that by 10%. That's 26,500. Next, we go to Deline. Deline is 540,000. Multiply that by 10%. That gives you 54. All right. So we're gonna total these three. All right, and then we will subtract. All right. So that's 87,700. Subtract that. Right. Okay. Now, 330 minus 87,700 gives me 242,300. Let me stop. That's what's still left to allocate. All right, so I look back at the problem. How do they allocate the balance? Here's what it says. And the balance is shared equally. So I'm going to take 242,300 and I'm going to divide that by 3. All right. Now, there's going to be a little star next to Deline. She's going to get gypped $1 because it's not going to come out nice and even. All right. So we're going to make it that Clay gets 80,767. Love gets 80,767. And Deline, I'm going to star it so you know, we had to plug this number. Deline is getting 80,766 in order to come out to a nice even 242,300. When we do, that totals 242,300, and put that in parentheses in this case, and that means you've allocated everything. All right, now we have to total down, very important, for each partner, okay? So Clay, we're going to total down. Clay will get 172,967. We're going to total down, and Love will get 107,267. We'll total down, and Deline will get 199,766. Okay? All right, so I always double check my math, and don't forget to do this. Add each partner, 172,967, 107,267, 199,76. And that better equal your net income of $480,000. That's just a double check for you. Always get in the habit with the partners to double check your math. Okay? All right, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do number 2. Here's what it says. Prepare a statement of partners' equity showing the allocation of income to the partners, assuming they agree to use Plan C only. So we're only doing this for Plan C, not for the other plans. All right, so I look at Plan C, okay? All right, so Plan C, Clay's getting 172,967, Love's getting 107,267, Delene's getting 199,76. I always say to students, think of the statement of retained earnings. It's similar to the statement of retained earnings. Okay, this is a brand new business. So their beginning balance is 0 for each of them because they just started out, all right? And then we have our total over here, and that will be 0, okay? Our additional contribution, so Clay added her initial capital investment was $72,000, Love was $265,000, Delene was $540,000. Total it across, again, $877,000. You've seen that number before. Next, we're going to add in the final net income. All right, just bring that down, just like the statement of retained earnings. And we've got 172,967. We've got 107,267. And we've got 199,766. Added across, and that equals my net income of $480,000. Running out of room. Let's do that. All right, withdrew. What did they withdraw? It tells you right in the problem. Clay withdrew 37, Love withdrew 57, and Delene withdrew 35. So just put in those numbers. Clay withdrew 37. Make sure that's a negative. You're withdrawing money from the business. Love withdrew 57. Show it as a negative. Delene withdrew 35. Show that as a negative. Okay? Go across. Your total withdrawals are $129,000. All right. Now we're going to total down. These are their final totals. Clay is 207,967. Love is 315,267. Delene is 704,766. And then the total is 1,228,000 even. Here's what I like to do. I double check my math, add it down and add it across, and they better equal the same. Okay, now that's number 1, that's number 2. Now we're going to do number 3. Okay, so I wanted to get a red marker, so I can't find it. All right, well, it's going to have to be green then. Okay, so here's the problem. Number 3, what if the net income was $200,000? Show the allocation of net income for Plan C. Okay, it's only looking for Plan C. Okay, so let me change this. And we're not going to do a statement of equity. I just wanted to show you this if you had a negative number. All right, so, okay, bear with me. I'm going to try to do this without erasing everything. All right, okay, so here it is here. I'm going to change this. Now it is, but everything else stays the same except for certain things. So net income is $200,000. Can you see that? Yeah. 200,000. I'm going to do the changes in green. All right, so going across, this still stays the same, 150. All right, so even though, you know, you've almost allocated it, look at right here. I'm going to change that 330 because these all stay the same. You still have to figure it out. You will have a negative number. All right, so 50,000. This, all right, the amount to allocate is going to change though. So let me erase, let me erase, let me erase. So erase this, erase this. Okay. Oh, good thing I'm in class, not in class. All right. So you've got 50,000 here. That's a positive number. Well, you have a big fat negative. So 87,700, but that's a negative number. Subtract it down. You've got a negative 37,700. Yes, you still do this. You just allocate negative to the partners. They could have a net loss. You would allocate negative to the partners. All right, so negative 37,700, they're going to share it equally. Delene's gonna get the buck again, but this time she's gonna make out. All right, so 37,700, Clay gets 12,567 negative. Love gets 12,567 negative. Delene is going to get spared a buck of the negative, so she'll only get 566. You'll total it across 37,700. However, now this is going to be a positive number, 37, because we're going to cancel this out, and this is 0. All right, add it down, same thing I taught you before. So you're going to add 79,633, should be for Clay. Love is 13,933, and Delene is 106,434. Okay, same thing. Double check your work. Add add 79,633, 13,933. 106,434, and it better equal the 200,000. So that's your double check. All right? Okay, so that's how you do partnership income. Let me see your homework and see you soon.